Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Versus.
I'm Cash.
And I'm Quill, and today's topic is AI DMs, or human DMs, whichever. We'll find out.
Yes, sirree, we will.
God, I don't want to do that over again. Not for the 30th time.
It's all about takes. Now we're into it, so... Oh, I caught my headphones on my finger and pulled my ears.
Why don't you ask your your AI overlords how you feel?
AI, how do I feel about my headphones pulling on my ears?
Wow. So, my personal belief is that an AI cannot replace human beings. Human DMs are essential for the DM experience, or for the D&D experience. You can't just replace collective organization filing with what a human being can do. There's no way that an AI can currently do that, and I don't see that happening in the near future.
I would respectfully disagree. AI is increasing its intelligence and capabilities every day exponentially. I think that soon enough we will have general AI, general artificial intelligence, the full name.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at what AI can do now, it is really good at organizing things. It is really good at taking a collection of things or sifting through data. It's not really good at coming up with things on its own. It's not really good about interacting with the human experience. It's good at bouncing ideas off of, as in like a subject matter expert, especially if you know nothing about that subject. But in the end, it cannot replace a human being for their decision making, their decisiveness, and their ability to also contribute to the story.
As of right now, yes.
I'd say even in the future.
How can you predict the future in the levels of how far we've come in just a short time? I mean, humans have developed more in the last 100 years than they have over all of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning AI is now just developed, but with the technology we keep on pushing, especially with how much it's being backed financially, I think it's going to outgrow it way faster.
Oh, it's going to grow significantly fast in the near future. That is undebatable, in my opinion. The thing that I would say is, if you look at take a calculator, for example, or even an abacus. We'll go even that far back. If you go from abacus to computer, they're the same device. They are 100% the same. They do the exact same thing. They just compute computations and calculations. One's just a more advanced version of the other. But a computer cannot do things on its own. It cannot do things without human input. It cannot do things without being told what to do. And if you look at AI, no matter how small it is just an extension of that. It's just a calculator or an abacus.
Could we then compare ourselves to a computer? As it is input to output, humans are at a core input to output machines, just like a computer.
I mean, yeah, you can compare any system that has structure to that as well, but human beings have so much more in the sense of randomness. You know, everything in AI has to be programmed. It has to thought out. And you can just look at a picture gen, hey, I want you to do this. Great, you can't. Why? And you ask it why. Oh, well, because it's not traditional. They're if it's not a traditional pose, it's really hard for the AI to generate an image based off of your exact specimen. And it's all taking things from everywhere else to combine to that image. So that image was semi-existed in multiple places.
Yes, I would say that it does learn from what it has had, but it doesn't mean that it can't create based on, if we simplify those aspects to the point where it understands more positions based on the human body. I mean, it can grow based on how much information we give it, just like humans grow based on more knowledge. If we continue to give it more knowledge, keep your feet on your side.
My feet are literally under my chair, you bastard.
It's a short table.
Yeah, no, it's a 3-foot table. Keep your fucking dancer legs on your side. For crying, my feet are literally under my seat.
Mine are under my seat.
Bullshit.
If it had a nice awning. Yes.
Anyway, you're wrong. It's fine.
It's in its development phase right now.
Development, yes. And I'm not denying that AI can be a great tool for a DM. There's no better tool, I think, that will be in the future than a DM being able to consult an AI for like ideas, options, and or like, oh hey, yeah, this is what happened earlier. This would make sense if we could connect these two dots. Like, hey, I really want to do this. How do I get there? It would be good to it'd be really good to I really can't think of the word right now.
Work in synergies.
Conceptualize. It'd be good to conceptualize ideas and or thoughts that the DM can have, and or hey, this is what I want to do. How do I get there? But as a tool, as a DM, a standalone DM, I don't think you're ever.
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong. What?
Prove me wrong.
In just a short time, AI came out how long ago? 5 years. It really became mainstream 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. I don't know.
About 2020, I think. It was very in the early stages, but in 5 years, we have it doing unreal things where it's helping decode genetic structures. It is helping solve mathematical equations, showing different ways that it actually can do things that humans never thought of. And then using that, they progress even farther. Now, that's in 5 years. And you're telling me we have something that's only 5 years old, and it's now grown from practically giving out random garbage to now solving huge issues. And you're saying we can't just have it become more and more skilled to the point where it can literally mimic us exactly. Maybe there is an uncanny valley currently, but I think that it can perform at the level that we want. Maybe not in the next 5 years, maybe 10. It's growing and it's making itself better every day.
Okay, well let's just take one of the examples that you gave just now. Let's say the genetic decoding.
I could give 5 more if that would help.
Well, let's take the genetic decoding. You're like, oh wow, isn't this amazing? How this can do all the things that human beings can't? Like, actually, no, we can. We have decoded a lot of the genetic code that it already had. What do you think the basis of the core structure that it has came from? Human beings have figured that out. Human beings have actually done all the research themselves. AI was just used to predictive text what would come next. If A plus B equals C, Z and M makes 34. That's the goal. And just because it can do it accurately doesn't mean it's not a logical system with ones and zeros, and it just plays out the rest of them, because it can do everything way faster than we can, which is nice. But you're basically having the supercomputer argument. Like, oh, wow, this calculator is fine, but this supercomputer can do everything. It's going to replace us one day.
It has replaced a lot of the workforce.
Workforce is not people, though. People are always going to be necessary. People are always going to be part of the system, and people are always going to be required in order to deal with computers, because we are the creative input.
We are the creative input currently.
Yeah, it's not like AI is going to creatively input itself.
We thought that that the universe revolved around the Earth, and now we understand that we revolve around the sun, and the sun actually revolves around a greater star in the center of our galaxy, and that our little cluster of planets is spinning around right now, which is bananas to think about. But what I'm saying is, we believed a lot of things weren't possible before, and that we believed a certain way that AI could never create. AI can never have its own ideas. And I agree that currently it's not the perfect system, but it will be greater than it is today. And I think it will be to that point. And currently it is a wonderful tool. But if you want it to be a fully fleshed out AI DM, I think it's not too far off in the distance. I think it's going to be focusing on developing other things right now that we could use a lot more. But I think once it's taken off in that area, that it will actually slowly integrate that newer model down into these hobbies that we have.
Yeah, but again, it's just most likely going to be a tool. It's not going to actually replace DMs, because a DM is core part of the storytelling experience, because that's all D&D is it's storytelling with your friends. And a DM brings a certain flavor of their own, and I'm sure you've experienced many DMs where one is vastly different than the other, ones you prefer. It's like your favorite coffee flavor. Like, oh yes, I like this medium ground roast because of such and such, or I prefer my beans from this area of the world just because of that's how they taste. It doesn't mean that an AI can replace that. An AI can just say, oh yeah, I'll just step in here and do things for you. Like that seems almost impossible, especially given where we are and where we're going. Because again, AI is only a predictive text model. It's not a creativity model.
What are we more than just predicting the next outcome based on previous knowledge and wisdom?
Okay, but if you're going to say, oh, people are just like computers,
maybe
we literally invented every single thing as a human beings around you, and you're going to say, oh, we are no better than machines? We invented the machines.
No, I'm saying we're similar. And I'm saying we have more understanding biologically. We're just made for it. Maybe not everyone. There's different levels of intellect and creativity in every one of us, but I think that the AI sector is growing to a point. It's like it's half a mind right now.
Okay, but no one is arguing that AI is not good. No one is arguing that AI doesn't have extreme capabilities. No one's arguing against that AI is not going to improve over time. The argument is AI cannot replace a human being as the DM. Otherwise, you're just playing a video game. And why wouldn't you just play a video game?
This video game can simulate more than a human being could. And I think that's going to be more of what a lot of people want. It's fun to play with your friends, yes. But I think if we actually have, take for example the advanced voice in ChatGPT today, as of December 14th, 2025. Advanced voices, human sounding.
They sound terrible, all of them.
More than any other model before it.
All of them sound awful. They sound so robotic.
And it's getting better and better. I follow another AI actually, DM. I think it's the AI DM or AI guy. That's what it is. Another guy on YouTube. And he's made an entire long stretching story arc using AI voices, images, and a ton of AI things. And I was a little skeptical in the beginning, thought it was very comical, but it's grown to be very endearing story where it's advanced more and more from the beginning to now. I see its story and I love the story. I think it's really, really neat.
And what do you want to bet that has a lot of human input in order to get it to where it is now?
It does, but the voices itself.
That's not going to change anytime soon or ever. Just because a parrot can mimic a human's voice doesn't mean it can do the same thing a human can do.
The video that we are creating with AI has become so real it's almost hard to distinguish between real and fake when you're not trying to make the ludicrous videos that are flooding the market right now on internet.
Yeah, but creating a video based off of images and materials that you already have installed, it's not creating anything new. It's taking a puppet and manipulating that puppet on a background that it was given.
And that is what we do, don't we?
No, we do. As a DM, you do so much more. You engage with your players, you plan, you understand the nuances that your players actually want and or enjoy. You also get enjoyment as the DM.
I was going a different way. I was going to say, we take all of the things we see in everyday life and we are influenced by those things, just like an AI with its learning method looks at every image it's ever seen and says, well, if they want this is kind of like that, this is like this, and you kind of just blend it all together, and that's kind of what we do. And that's what I was getting at with the puppet master thing. I was
the social cues that we have in our society, and the conversations that we have within D&D are so much more than just puppet. You know, there's a simple voice change in the moment can change an entire encounter, can change an entire how a player actually comes to the table. you should know as a DM that sometimes you just make those decisions and say, hey, I'm gonna switch this up really quick just to make a change. Sometimes you slam the table because you want to emphasize a particular like word or like a moment in time.
Yes.
It's like I said before, it's just going to be a video game. If you put AI in charge of it, it will literally just be a video game. Sure, you'll have more options, you'll have more choices to romp around the world or the area that you're in, but it's not going to replace the ability of a DM to be that creative in the moment to say, hey, here's the story and here's how we're changing.
I do think there is an article of the human existence that is going to be partially the differing factor, but I think we're going to be at the point of imitation so well that we're not going to be able to differentiate between them. Just like video, I think that AI will soon enough grow more and more because it's able to reproduce voices from just hearing it now. Perfect mimicry almost. And that's just in the last like 6 months, it's jumped from that.
Again, but mimicry, wow, it's a hard word, is different.
I know, I'm pretty amazing for doing it.
Mimicry is very different than creativity. Anytime I use ChatGPT, I don't expect it to be coming up with anything new. I expect it to be doing my research for me. And just because I can say, hey, give me this experience right now, doesn't mean it's coming up with anything new. It means it's pulling things from other places and putting them in front of me. And that could be fun as a game concept. But then I would argue that you're not playing D&D.
Mm-hmm. I think I find that it comes up with concepts that DMs use all the time in their own way, but I don't think we ever have given AI a shot at really, truly DMing. And even if we do, it's not there yet, but it will be soon.
Again, but I think if you call that D&D, you're not actually playing D&D.
What is it?
A video game.
But
yeah, just because you can play Skyrim on an Amazon device doesn't mean you're playing D&D. It means you're playing a game with it that has rules, boundaries that are uncontrollable. And that's not even to mention how easily broken AI can be with the proper techniques and tools. And no matter how many times you say, oh, well, we can put contingencies, we can make backups, we can do this, that, or the other, that does not mean it's not going to be easily broken. That's just like hacking. Like, no matter how secure your system is, you can probably be hacked.
And can a DM of human nature not be hacked emotionally or manipulated in a way that could be similar to the actual DM?
If you remove the DM from the D&D experience, you're removing a core experience of D&D. Part of D&D is the DM experience. You're not just saying, oh, well, yeah, players are going to play. That's a board game. If all players want to do is get together and play, then that's a board game. You have to have a DM to be creative. And that part of the experience is crucial to enjoying D&D. There are people out there, myself included, who prefer to DM rather than play because it's just a different experience altogether. And there's nothing more fun in this world besides maybe a lot of things. But there's nothing more fun than when you can create something and then have other people experience it.
And I think both will have their perks. I just think that we will be surpassed in time by this AI. I think people will still be able to have their time. They'll be able to DM. They'll be able to do all that stuff. But there's going to be aspects where in how AI can organize faster and better than most humans, it will be better at things than us. And that's why I think AI will be better. But there can be a nostalgia when you put in a VHS video and you play that on an old TV. It brings back a lot of feelings of your younger days, a time which we've always felt warm and safe.
Do you even know what a VHS tape is?
I do, thank you. I grew up on that stuff.
Sure.
I'm an old man.
Yeah, your parents are just old.
It will grow to the point where it gets better and better every day. Every new update will make it so that it understands and can comprehend every little thing because it grows. Because If you find an experience that is not as optimal as you would have liked, and you can report that to the system, and the system will grow and understand and say, hey, I understand that that was an error on my part. I will put in ways to circumvent and avoid that in the future. Any DM that has to make adjustments to their style, their anything, it is what happens. And I think just like AI, just like humans, they all make adjustments. And I think it will become eventually much better than us.
Yeah, but I would argue, just as a side note, that sometimes the imperfections of the DM are things you didn't know you needed.
That's what I'm saying. The nostalgia is there. The human factor. The human factor is a factor, but I think the population is going to prefer a professional and extremely capable DM. When you go in and you say, I want to go to this town in this place, it immediately knows everything about that town, that place, and can immediately, again, generate all the people. It can then export that into a document that it can use as a reference or just keep in its context memory, because there is certain levels of memory. Again, this isn't perfect now, but it could be based on what we imagine. As humans, we can create something that is up to the level we wish it to be.
But A, that's human beings' creation,
and I'm
not AI creating. B, that is still just referencing material that you have inputted from somebody else. And C, sometimes too many choices is actually worse than a few choices.
Humans like familiarity and habits, and I think that once they find a town or something that they enjoy, I think they would go to it. But
if you say oh man, this AI program, oh yeah, I'm going to go to Barcelona. Yeah, I know literally the entire history of this entire area. What do you want to do? Like, I don't know. The player's not going to know.
Yes.
Most players aren't going to be able to interact with that.
And maybe that can be a contingency based on the AI that will say, if no response of executive decision making will happen within the first 5 to 10 seconds, you could have an impromptu situation occur right there in the game. And I think that would be perfect.
But again, you're literally programming a video game in that scenario.
No, that's habit. A human could do the same thing. Wait 5 to 10 seconds. Impromptu situation. It's just the same thing, just different ways to do it.
Yeah, but you're just making AI more annoying at that point.
How? It's annoying to have progression through a story.
You're going to tell me that AI doesn't have habits that annoy you when you use them until you actually explain that I personally do not like this, so stop doing this?
And that's why I think that a group of players could have a DM like a personal actor for them. And I think that collaboratively they can go together and say, hey, AI, I want you to actually do this in the future. And everyone says, oh yeah, I agree with that. I think that would be great. Let's all just...
Yeah, but then 3 months later, it's going to make a decision based off of that input. And then you're going to be like, why the hell did you even do that?
No, custom instructions can be given.
I'm just telling you my own personal experience with using AI tools.
Oh, yeah. So I respectfully disagree with you in that fact, but you made a lot of good points.
And I respectfully disagree with you. Anyway, that just happens to be how we feel about it. What do you think? Let us know down below. Did we forget any topics? Any bullet points that you think we should have covered here?
Yes. And put down in our little voting area what you think. Who is right?